Hi and welcome to Now TV. Welcome to Now TV. I am your host, Jennifer Cooley. I guess there's no way around it. Eventually, everybody's going to find out. Some of you already know because I've already sort of said it. My name at birth was Lady Jennifer Suzanne Norfolk. So on the royal line of things, I would be the princess that should be married to one of the two princes. I would be that close in the line. I'm above Diana as a princess, as a Lady Diana, but I was born after her. Does that make sense? So, of course, they're too much like my brothers to me. So it was my desire for them to grow up and find women naturally, fall in love naturally, marry, and have children naturally, because we're all so sick of the arranged marriage hoo-ha that's wrecked generations of our family's lives. And even Queen Victoria's life was messed up because she couldn't have an outside source of life, social life. Everybody's seen her story. It's a pretty sad one. So she went many years after the one marriage, dressed in black, mourning. And I don't want that. Nobody should want that, right? Because you can't find other people to love or be loved by because you're so high up in the hierarchy that it's impossible to reach people on that kind of level to have that kind of affair. So I don't want that for me. My great-great-grandmother already sacrificed enough, which put me in this state of poverty and location. But it also blessed me with the ability to write the documentary that I'm going to tell. So Jennifer Cooley is my pen name. It's a different story having to do with somebody with that last name. They've known that last name, and I made a mistake. I should have changed the spelling of it so I could make it my own, so I could identify myself as such. So I may still choose to change the way I spell it. If Randy Travis can change his last name, or was it his whole name? Anyways, changed it 3 times, and so can you. So can I, if that's what we need. Right? So you do what you gotta do. But I know that at some point the truth of who I am is gonna come barreling out into the world. And all the press and everybody I've reached to try to tell my story to, who have done a great bang-up job together to not tell my story, to not let the leak out, to not open the can of worms, to not let the publicity I need to be shared so that Tom could be in the current situation he's now in. Well, it's happened. So there's nothing to stop, no reason to hold back, no reason to hide it anymore. So at some point, Entertainment Tonight and all those people are going to want to play, oh, look, it's over here, that princess card, right? After they've screwed with other people's lives and made sure that everybody will have enmity and strife and no way of having pure happiness. Heaven forbid should have 2 people have perfect life together, right? Because that's just the one thing everybody wishes they could have. And if they can't have it, then they don't want anybody else to have it. So now they've guaranteed it won't happen. Which brings me to why I'm doing this video today. Ta-da! It'll be segment number 17. You could call it poem 17 of my burden of truth, human trafficking information. It's called Am I Wrong? I wrote this about my divorce. It's about being married once, attempting marriage, and trying to understand the marriage, realizing I wasn't given a choice. God doesn't always give us choices, and his decisions on those choices are quite often, they're very bad choices on God's part. Very, very, very bad decision making and very negative outcomes and negative problems. God can cause women to be abused and neglected and mistreated just as badly as the devil can, but he hides it under religion. He hides it under the Bible. He hides it under scripture. He hides it under excuses. Like he feels bad for this particular bad man, thinking that with the right help or love, maybe this bad man could be a little bit better. Or if I use this good woman with that bad man, they might make a good kid. Right? But the kids always suffer because there's 2 sides of genetics. So it doesn't work out with that. You don't have a bad guy and a good woman make a good baby. there's going to be something wrong with the baby. Emotionally, mentally, socially, there's just going to be something wrong. And in my case, that's what it was. So what I was doing in this story was complaining about what is right and how everybody making me feel like I'm bad or that it's wrong to have those feelings and want these things that are right. So that's why it's called Am I Wrong? And so without further ado, I'm going to take a sip of my coffee first. I'm going to read it to you. Am I wrong? Am I wrong to want the kind of man who comes home from work around the same time every day? Instead of leaving you wondering where he is? Why hasn't he called? Am I wrong to want the kind of man that at least makes you feel like he wants to, even though he doesn't make love to you, his wife, every day, because it's just something nice to know you have? Am I wrong to want the kind of man who wants to do things with me? Am I wrong to want the kind of man who comes when he's called? Hey, I heard that. Not nice. That's not what I mean. No, he comes because he wants to be there, not because he thinks we're being mean or some kind of bullies. Oh, yes, men complain about women being witches, I'll say, right? Am I wrong to want the kind of man who finds priority in doing things with his children? Am I wrong to want the kind of man who finds priority in his wife and family? Am I wrong to want the kind of man that no matter what time it is or how tired he is, when he gets in at night, that he finds his way to our room, stumbling in the darkness just to make sure he sleeps next to me every night? Am I wrong to want the kind of man who calls when he's going to be late? Am I wrong to want the kind of man who wants to splurge on an outing or something nice to do occasionally too? Because it's about marriage, love, life, happiness, not about the debts and whether or not they're all paid off on time. It's about the satisfaction of time well spent keeping good love together. Am I wrong to want the kind of man who hugs me every day, who hugs his family? Am I wrong to want the kind of man who can talk calmly about things that have made him feel mad? No.